of hate from Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak, make it a quad kill set up by that ETC.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Nubarak, core at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just blowing up everybody here. That's a 4, make it 5.
And it does knock them all up. What a play! Oh my God! Somebody please clip that. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to twitch.tv/murderrg. I'm once again joined by Mr. Idaho himself, Stoic in the house, all the way from Idaho. How's it going?
It's good. I'd like to be known as Mr. New York, please.
Okay. Having some good time.
choice.
Dude, this man is a beast. He doesn't care what state he's in. He will be casting NGS matches. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys at home do as well. Stoic, we didn't have too much opportunity to talk before this match. You were eating frozen pizza.
It's true, I was. I had to sneak that in there. It's been a long day.
Hopefully you can hit that elliptical behind you afterward.
Oh, I need to, let me tell you. I've been on my butt. I've been on my butt all day.
They are already asking if we are ready to go, so I'm going to give them the gracious, yes, sir, we are ready to go. Stoic, map number 1, we're heading on into Towers of Doom. But before we get started, as always, want to let you guys at home know about these bans. It was Nanoed Abba winning the toss, opting for first pick on this first map. So Arrogant Nephalem banned out Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nanoed Abba banned out Volskaya Foundry and Sky Temple. And here we go, map number 1 already into the show. It's Towers of Doom, baby.
Arrogant Nephalem has a couple of wins on this map this season.
Ooh.
Just in my quick perusal of their record. Actually, it looks to me like they are undefeated on this map. Well, to note, Arrogant Nephalem is undefeated on most maps. But
They
this is
are a
definitely one
strong
that they
squad, eh? I didn't
looks
look
like
at the
that.
standings before heading in. I mean, I did, but like I didn't like have them memorized. So let me pull that up for you guys at home. Entering tonight's match, Arrogant Nephalem currently sitting in 3rd place with 18 points in the standings. A domination tonight would tie them for first place.
Time to change your hat,
with
Murda.
Soak every lane. Hat change? I just got here. And then quickly, let's just look down at Nanoed Abba. They're in 9th place, looking to get into playoff position tonight. They have 8 points in the standings, just 2 behind the 8th place team, Roll 1 Esports. So a lot on the line for them here, but looking at this, they've only played 6 matches, so plenty of time for them to catch up in points. As we see, our first 2 bans are Yarel and Johanna.
Good, strong first bands. Li Ming band coming out here.
Sorry, Stoic, I had to change my hat there. Someone did a
You're
hat
fine.
swap.
Hat swaps are good.
Wait, was there a double hat swap?
Ooh.
I hope there wasn't.
There's a double. I see a double hat swap.
Oh my God, I just got here.
Man, they're you better be ready tonight. Looks like the chat's on their game. Rainer band coming out as well. We're gonna see what Nanoed Abba is gonna pick up for their first pick here.
I do like the Rainer ban, although I feel like he's kind of slipped back a bit with that Exterminator debuff. I do love the Zool, though. I think Zool's going to be in a great spot for a while. They need to do something to this kit, because as long as it stays in this way, Zool's always going to be a threat. The Curse Strikes, it doesn't even really need to be Curse Strikes. He's a strong guy. He used to be only good at clearing out waves. Now he can join the team fight as well. I think Zool's a great pick. Now we see Stukov and Mephisto, Stoic.
Stukov a good counter to Zool. Zool wants to just stand there and turret, swiping his little scythe. But Stukov can put that lurking arm underneath it and make it a lot harder for Zloth to get that teamfight damage in there.
Very astute point made by my co-caster this evening. I think you're spot on with that analysis. And now we have a hydrate request coming in. This one from Lock Voltura as well. Those medallion costs went up. Inflation, baby. So thank you for donating those medallions back at me. ETC and Phoenix picked up for Yep and Anattack 89.
Ooh, the hydrate at 500 is pretty expensive.
Yeah, you can thank people like you who like making me drink. Oh my god, he's like, I don't care.
I gotta keep you healthy, brother.
Oh my god, is that 4?
I think it's 6. Oh no, 5. Just kidding. I gotta save it for those replay analysis I'm looking for one of these days. Anaban coming out, making sure that Nanoed ABBA can't complete their eponymous combo.
That's cold water, Stoic. Oh, I have a brain
That's right.
freeze. Brain freeze. I like the ban on Ana. Actually, Nanoed ABBA, maybe they want to play Ana, right? It's in their name, Stoic. Diablo is going to be the final ban here by Nanoed ABBA. And now we're back on over to Arrogant Nephalem. They have a very strong mage. We haven't talked yet about Mephisto, but he's been in such a great spot recently. I think he does a lot of damage to a few of these different heroes. I mean, like, ETC can be shredded by him. Phoenix might even struggle to get away with his warps. That's Shade strong.
Shade swap!
It's a Shade swap from Shui. Shui, I got just the ones for you, too, because you made me switch them off before.
Malthael Varian picked up for Arrogant Nephalem. That's a really strong, like, that type. The 4 heroes they have there all have a ton of damage in a really small area. So, scary news if they get onto somebody, especially if this is going to be a taunt variant to lock somebody down, which I imagine it is.
Do you think that last pick is something like a Greymane to help out that Malthael with the Cursed Bullet? We haven't seen the Greymane ban yet, no picks on him either, but Sergeant Hammer as that last pick along with Anduin, pretty strong.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to be a ranged auto attacker. Maybe they're questioning now, seeing a Sergeant Hammer, maybe flexing or mixing it up. Greymane is a good pick here.
I think Greymane, they need some camp clear. Greymane would fit the bill, but Deathwing for Dakilidin is their option. What are your thoughts after seeing that final pick?
Well, Deathwing's going to be the 4-man. You're going to probably have Malthael and Zool taking the double soak here on Towers of Doom as the 2 4-mans clash bottom. Sergeant Hammer can shoot Deathwing from pretty far, but Deathwing has so many of those abilities to keep Sergeant Hammer moving around. I think the Deathwings here is a good one. I think that, again, they have lots of AoE scary damage, but still, like, a Varian can lock somebody down in a Mephisto W or any of Deathwing's abilities. So I think this strong picks.
Shui says, Murda, I need Stoic needs to hydrate. I think that means he wants you to drink. I think that's what he means.
Shui, I apologize. I don't have my jug of water here.
Oh, I'm going to have to drink for you.
I went during the break. I'll go get something. I ran downstairs, grabbed this pizza off the tray. My wife said, "Oh, you got to grab." Summer says, "You got to grab some to drink." And I said, "Don't have time."
Oh,
I should have grabbed something to drink.
Well, quickly, I do want to say our poll for game number 1 is open. Please be careful. We have AN versus NA today. Arrogant Nephalem versus Nanoed ABBA. So, whichever orientation of those 2 letters you like better, be sure to vote for them in chat right now. Looks like already 67% of the vote for Arrogant Nephalem as we load on into game number 1, Towers of Doom. Introducing this team on the left-hand side, we got Null Pointer playing the Admiral Stukov. Trabe's going to be on Mephisto. Segatai on the Varian. There's Dakilidin playing the big boy Deathwing. And Kime rounding it out on the Malthael. Make some noise for Arrogant Nephalem.
And on the red team, we have Donald playing Anduin. Yep, on ETC. Kurt Dog on Sergeant Hammer. Zloth playing Zool. And Attack 89 playing Phoenix for Nanoed ABBA. Looking for the upset here on Towers of Doom.
Ooh, would be a nice upset for them here in the later portion of this Season 9 NGS. Already we see 4 heroes stacking up in the bottom lane. Presumably maybe trying to get Kurt Dog close enough to that bottom tower to get some damage off onto it. Gonna throw a few of those mines into the bush to keep vision. Does see the Varian, but I don't think he's gonna get in range here, Stoic.
Yeah, this is now a scary point as Dakilidin gets a huge stun of the 3 heroes. Phoenix able to blink away, but shield gone and half health. Will be forced to back off for the next 4 seconds for that shield to recharge, as we see it do so there.
Taking a quick peek at our level 1 talents. Nothing really too crazy that I'm seeing here, but anytime we see a Sergeant Hammer, as we see Anatak actually barely surviving there, anytime we see a Sergeant Hammer, always worth checking out the build. So far, it is Ambush at level 1. Other than that, pretty standard. We'll be on a Pale Horse from Malthael, so expecting some double soaking from Kime.
Yeah, Sergeant Hammer now getting some work here on this bottom tower. Mephisto, though, able to jump in there and take about half his health. Like Donald's got his work cut out for him this game. ETC getting a little tussle with the kill it in there. Phoenix stunned again and in the fire breath combo.
Quick thank you in chat to Lock Voltura, throwing out 100 bits. Actually, you threw out 100 during the draft, and I was in the middle of drinking water, so I didn't get to properly thank you. Lock, thank you for that, my friend. ETC under some pressure, but it was really only because of his own power slide in. Yep's going to be just fine for now. Haven't had a chance to look at our solo laners yet. It's Zloth up against Kime. This Zul up against that Malthael. Who has the better of the edge right now? I can't quite tell. I think maybe Kime's ahead of Wave right now.
It does look like it from the experience points as well, leading slightly in favor of the blue team.
Now
as they get an early level 4.
Yeah, both sides looking at their siege camps, those sappers for the bottom lane that are so important, Varian under some pressure, but it's actually Yep who's not going to have any sort of follow-up, just as Sergeant Hammer nearby, and Leap of Faith, the only thing keeping ETC alive. Still no first blood, 2 1/4 in.
Looking at an invade. Varian, with that early level 4, goes and forces Phoenix off. That's 2 camps for the blue team.
Ooh, Yep under some more pressure as sappers are connecting onto that wall. Tower down, wall down. This other tower under some pressure with some more pumpkins coming around the corner momentarily. Sergeant Hammer is going to try to clear one of them up on the top side of the screen, but there go the other 2 on the bottom side. They do connect into the tower, and this is a considerable push with now ETC under even more pressure. Wow, I was thinking Sergeant Hammer and this comp would be able to siege, but we are seeing quite the opposite thus far, trying to charge into Segatai, but still no kills in this one.
Yeah, this is a scary comp. All these really spicy circles coming out of Arrogant Nephalem. If Varian's able to lock anybody down, the Stukov arm, the Lightning Nova, the Deathwing, whatever that fire is called, that's a lot of damage.
Top lane, they're both gonna split these, so it'll be a 4-shot lead. Oh no, did I just miss first blood? I rotated up to look at the top altars for 2 seconds, and we finally get a kill. Kurt Dog is down.
Killidan finding that clutch stun against the wall here on the bottom.
Oh, 3 health! Did you see ETC on 3 health?
I missed it. I was looking at the this bottom fort going down. Excellent save there by Anduin and ETC getting out alive, but it will cost them their bottom fort here. The way Towers of Doom works, every altar, if this is not taken back, will now shoot 5 shots at the core.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt, especially going to hurt if Zul starts falling behind this Malthael. It's a full level lead already for Arrogant Nephalem, with Zul essentially having to leave this lane. That's going to be XP hitting the wall and potentially being missed by the Necromancer. We'll see if Zloth can run up there quickly enough.
Deathwing drops.
Oh boy,
wow.
Oh boy.
He almost went down. Yeet of Faith have to be used one more time, but Kurt Dog, behind his line of scrimmage, taken out.
Get out of town, Deathwing with the stinky breath. Second kill of the game and a huge lead just because his bottom lane's in their possession. How do you walk past the dragon? I don't think you do, Stoic.
No, this is tough. This is I don't know if they wanted to run a protect the hammer comp, but that's what this now needs to be, is they need to get Sergeant Hammer to work on this bottom altar. Probably not contest this altar phase here and just focusing on getting this tower back in bottom.
Yeah, I think you're right. Keep this Sergeant Hammer in range. Let her poke it down as much as she can. That flame, the molten breath is just demolishing Sergeant Hammer every time she's sieged up. And now Kurt Dog, picking up at level 7, is going to have that hover siege mode, allowing him to be in and out of these fights. But they do... Ooh, do they? Oh, look at Malthael. He's trying to get it, but Zloth is nearby. This is not going to work for too long for Zul. Mephisto's going to come in to help out, and I think that should be enough space created for Malthael to grab that. Looks like it is. So what was a 4-shot lead is now up to 11, Stoic.
Wow. 3 sappers coming in. Blue team's looking to escort these. They're looking to get serious damage here. Huge taunt, huge silence. The flame breath. Oh, Donald escapes with close to 3. Yep as well. And attack. Also looking quite low. These 3 sappers, most likely, are going to make their way to the core.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Trey, disrespect.
Oh,
the
this
Lightning
is-
Nova shade kill.
It's just bullying at this point, Stoic. They're doing everything they want. I think so much, of course, needs to be credited to Dekilidin playing this Deathwing. But you just saw some fancy, no-fear plays coming out from Trabe. That's the captain for Arrogant Nephalem, showing what he's made of on this Mephisto.
Yeah, I don't know what a Nephalem is, but Trey showing the arrogance and getting paid for it.
Of
Here we go.
course
Is there
you know
finding
what
a taunt?
Nephalem are. The Nephalem are the heroes from Diablo, right? They're like the good guys who go and fight through the pits of hell.
I now know what a Nephalem is, but I don't know if they're looking like the good guys.
We did miss a kill, a solo kill. Must have been Last Rites coming out from Malthiel on the Zool. He'll be dead as now. Oh my god, I missed a kill in the bottom too. We are just trying to highlight heroes and missing kills time after time. 7-0 right now for Arrogant Nephalem.
Yeah, they have a 14-point lead here. Next altar phase will be bottom mid, and with this blue fort still being in this bottom fort still being in control of the blue team, this could be another 10 points here.
And sadly, right now for Nanoed Abba, haven't been able to really call their name recently. I've been just saying a lot of Arrogant Nephalem. They're still not able to get back this bottom bell tower. They can't get the Sergeant Hammer in range. That's the problem here.
Yeah. Excellent work from Trey, finding the route. The Lightning Nova shade to follow up. Phoenix pops his ult. The Purification Salvo. Deathwing will find the kill onto ECC, though. Anduin's ult just coming out just a hair too late. Excellent work there by blue team, as they are channeling 2 altars for 10 more points. Deathwing flies in, looking for the stun onto Phoenix, but they'll barely walk away here, as it is now a 36-12.
That is a 24-shot lead right now for Arrogant Nephalem, making quick work right now of Nanoed Abba here on Towers of Doom. A lot of credit's got to go out, of course, to their Soaker right now. Taking a look at this XP, Malthiel keeping them in the game, actually ahead of Zool right now in the Soak, and picked up that solo kill as well. So a lot of pressure happening not only in this bottom lane, but also coming out from their solo lane player double soaking.
Yeah. Wow, this team comp is just so scary. You're looking for someone to follow up that variant comp if you're running this at home. Try Deathwing.
Yeah, another good Durance of Hate there. Yep, gonna have to slide away. Still not able to walk in as Mephisto trying to get a kill. Won't be able to. And that will actually be first blood of the game for them.
Yeah, Sergeant Hammer with the blunt forced gun finding that kill into Mephisto there. But Varian looking for the revenge. ETC with a mosh pit. Deathwing not caring, looking to get that damage on the back line so they cannot fall up on the mosh pit. Segatai looking really low here. Stukov looking to pop that pustule and will keep Segatai alive.
Ooh, wow,
As
yeah.
continues to zone this red team.
Barely able to pop his parry in time was Varian. Here comes another molten flame breath from the Deathwing, but I think that will be finally enough to convert over this bell tower back into possession for Nanoed Abba. Kurtdog's going to try to get it, but here comes the Cataclysm. Pops is unstoppable, but Sergeant Hammer still in that siege form, not going to be able to get away. Dekilidin picks up yet another one.
And they might find another 5-point altar channel here with this core, with this bottom tower that's only a sliver of health.
There goes
They're still
Trabe trying to channel it off right now. Nothing's going to stop that, and that bottom bell tower still in their possession. Will be another 5 shots. Can they start thinking about boss, especially when they get to level 16 here, Stoic? Do you think they just end up leaving this bottom lane? It's pretty low. Maybe they go on to the boss. Sorry about that little bit of lag spike there. That was my end.
Yeah, I think that they can get this fort alive long enough to get these sappers around the corner. It's 3 sappers and a boss to end this game.
Another Durance and another big spread with the Lightning Nova. That's 2. Yep, in trouble. We'll be able to slide away, but here comes Mephisto again. Can he get the kill? No.
BFG trying to keep this team honest, but it's not going to matter here, as these 3 sappers are going to probably find their way to the red team's core, putting them 1 boss capture away from lethal.
Just go boss right now. 2 dead.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
I mean, they still need to get this bottom bell tower back. Like, just go for it. And I think they're making that decision right now. Is this them going to boss?
I think it is. Mounted up, they're on their way.
Definitely going in
normally,
the sky too.
While we have this moment to talk, normally the Varian is The Varian taunt combo was followed up by single target damage, but here the AoE is getting so much value and damage as ETC face checks the bush and loses half his health, but Malthael finds the kill on Zool in the backline.
Mosh
Kime
Pit will
like
land onto one, just the Varian. Kime in some trouble, likely going to fall here, and does. Malthael down. Boss isn't looking like they want to go for it, but maybe they do. There they go, turning around. Kurtdog, the only hero nearby with Phoenix, all the way back by the top bell tower. There goes Sergeant Hammer, and I think the Headless Horseman, yeah, he's about to go bye-bye as well. This is looking like a very quick game number 1 in favor of Arrogant Nephalem.
Yeah, they could do anything they want here with 15 points on the map and 4 points headed to the core. Game 1 in 11 minutes, 30 seconds on Towers of Doom to the blue team, Arrogant Nephalem.
That was a clinic, Stoic.
Wow, if anyone ever tells you that the bottom lane is not the most important, you show them this game and say that again. Because that was...
Say that again?
Bottom lane is the most important.
I believe that. That looked very good for Arrogant Nephalem in that game. Sergeant Hammer, you know, can be a risky pick. I think it just got countered out. Deathwing was able to do so much, really shut down that siege mode every single time to kill it in ending with 51,000 hero damage, 6-0 on the Deathwing. Very strong. Only the 2 deaths, one on Mephisto, one on Malthael. Almost a perfect game there for Arrogant Nephalem. Stoic, what are your thoughts there?
You know, I think that this is a combination of a couple of things. I think this is a Deathwing late in the draft that was not able to be countered by the red team, as well as, I mean, this Varian comp. I mean, I just ran it with a team in Storm League just a minute ago. So strong, but the AoE is something new I haven't seen before. That they didn't have this single target damage. They just said, okay, we got the circle from Mephisto, we got the circle from Deathwing, the circle from Stukov, and that was enough to kill it every single time. That was a really interesting way to run that oftentimes single target blow up.
Well, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy that first game. I know Stoic, he's got to take a quick run downstairs to grab some water. I'm going to take a quick break myself. We'll be back in about 2 minutes with game number 2. All right, we're off. Welcome back in. I was just joking, looking at our map. I was like, actually, before I actually looked to see what map it said, I was like, oh, what are we going to, Infernal Shrines? Yep, it's Infernal Shrines. Literally every match, NGS. Please pick different maps. But Stoic, we've talked about the map time after time. What are your thoughts after seeing Game 1 for these teams in specific? Maybe more so for Nanoed ABBA. Like, what do they need to do adjustment-wise, to get themselves back in the set?
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing something here like an Abathur. I think that maybe, I mean, Abathur, no, you're not the best on this map, but something to keep the team fight pressure away from them. They didn't do poorly in any means during these last team fights, but just the oppressive pressure that Arrogant Nephalem was looking to push. I'd like to see them pull out something that could be a little bit more avoidy and still find that value here between objectives.
Yeah, I think you're right. They really didn't find any movement outside of that bottom right corner of the map for, what, 75% of it? The moment that bell tower was down, it seems like they were just kind of stuck in that corner the entire time. Maybe it would have made sense to switch up the strategy at some point, try to pressure elsewhere. Since you can't get it back, just move some of those heroes out of that lane. Maybe go to like a 2-1-2. We never saw that adjustment coming out from Nanoed Abba, and here in game 2, if you're not going to be banning out some of these heroes, like maybe the Deathwing, consider it. Maybe the Mephisto, especially here on Infernal Shrines. I don't know if I would have banned the Stukov.
Yeah, I think the Stukov was a clutch part of their annoyance there, making it impossible to get out of those circles in that variant taunt after it falls. I think here they're definitely taking first pick into consideration. I'm surprised to not see a Mephisto ban, which makes me think that they're going to pick up Mephisto for themselves here.
I think they want the Deathwing for themselves, actually.
Early pick Deathwing can be a trap, though.
It is a trap. Are they putting
Oh,
themselves in the trap, though, Stoic?
I hope not. Come on, Nanoed Abba. If you can hear me, which I hope you can't, because that would be cheating. Don't pick up Deathwing. Pick up Mephisto. Leave a slot open at the end of the draft to get a Greymane or something else, or Leoric to kill a Deathwing.
Yeah, chat not too stoked on the Zul ban, or the Stukov ban, apparently. But, hey, I thought we were going to get a Greymane in game number 1. Instead, it was that Deathwing. We'll finally get to see the Greymane now, which might be enough of a counter up against Arrogant Nephalem that they don't want the Deathwing for themselves now. Probably a smart pick for Anattack 89.
I would say so as well. I think that Greymane here just does an all-around good hero, excellent damage, good burst. Good on the shrine, but you know who else is Mephisto. Ooh, with the Ana for the Nano.
Oh, my.
Ouch.
Man. So, I mean, my opinion, I think Mephisto had to be banned here. This is, in my opinion, his best map. You're going to be fighting over these shrines. People are going to be inside the shrines. Mephisto gets cooldown reduction the more heroes he's hitting with his basic abilities. Just seems like something you don't really want to play against here. But once again, Trabe will be on the Lord of Arrogance. Isn't that his nickname? Something like that? Chad, help me out. Yeah. Sonya Malfurion in response, though, and I don't necessarily hate this at all.
No, I was just going to say to you, they need to pick up something that can lock Mephisto down from where he begins his shade. Malfurion having that root on base kit is an excellent way to do that. Sonya could go to Leap. Not my favorite pick there, but definitely they need to make sure that when Mephisto shades, that they can be waiting for him when he comes back.
Not only that, I think Sonya, this is one of her better maps as well. She's one of the few heroes in the game that does a very good job at clearing out the shrine all by herself. So if they ever find themselves in a situation with objective up and a lot of kills, they can just leave Sonya behind, send the rest of the team elsewhere to pressure out some lanes. I think the Barbarian makes sense here. Final ban, once again, will be Diablo. Second time we've seen that Diablo ban out of Nanoed Abba. What are your thoughts on Big Red?
I like playing Diablo here. Lots of corners, lots of walls, lots of things to charge through even. I'm guessing it's a target ban, maybe a little bit on Desegatai, because, you know, Diablo not quite in that top tier of NGS pick rate tanks. ETC getting picked up.
And there's
Probably
that Malthael again
ban.
for Kime.
Yeah.
So I think the ETC maybe, taking away the ETC. Yep, played it in game number 1. Does it make sense to maybe move them off their comforts a little bit here in game 2? They went with that Varian in game 1, and looking at the draft, I mean, it's so similar. Maybe the Varian is, something that they could bring in again. They showed no fear in that first map.
Ooh.
But here's the response. It's Garrosh and Jaina.
I mean, I like it. I like it. Garrosh needs to be worried about getting slept by Anna. Other than that, like, he can get close to these heroes and provide a lot of scary threat. And lots of good follow. I mean, if Garrosh gets a toss backwards into his team and you have a Root, you have a Blizzard, and you have a Wolfman looking to blow something up.
And I always
Don't
like
think-
having the Jaina along with that Malfurion, the Roots, the Blizzard. They go so well together. Not only that, but you also get the Tranquility and the Innervate, right? Not Tranquility. I meant to say Innervate. So it's going to keep Jaina's mana bar filled up. Final pick is Maiev for Dakilidin. It will not be Deathwing. Does this change your opinion of this draft? That looks very similar to game number 1.
You know, I think again, Arrogant Nephalem has crafted a team composition that is extremely scary. And they've showed the way that they can synergize their ults and also their base kit abilities. And that blue team can find picks at level 1. So can the red team here. Nanoed Abba is not out of this by any means. I think both teams, we can kind of see what they're trying to do here with these comps. They'll be on execution.
Well, once again, I've opened up a poll. I believe game number 1 was about 72% of the vote going over to Arrogant Nephalem. Already, I see a few votes flying in for them again here for game number 2. Did anything you saw in game number 1 change your opinion, or maybe you just weren't here yet? I'd love to see some votes come out for Nanoed Abba as well. A fine participant here in Season 9, Division B West. But that game 1, yeah, it was, they want that one back. That's what we'll say. I'm not going to say they played it poorly, but I can tell you that they're probably telling themselves they played it poorly. And I hope that they can really, really step up here in game 2 and send us to that all-decider game number 3 later on.
I think that the red team, they're looking for that Garrosh throw into the Jaina Malfurion follow-up with the Greymane Burst to finish it off. And if they can find that, they can take care of this game off of Arrogant Nephalem and maybe turn this series around.
Well, let's quickly introduce these teams. Out front again, it's Null Pointer, this time on the Ana. There's Kime, second game in a row on Malthuel. Dakilidin going to be playing our Maiev this evening. Segatai on the ETC, and still back in base for the second game in a row. It's the captain, Trabe, on the Mephisto. Ladies and gentlemen, they're known as Arrogant Nephalem.
And the red team looking to keep this series alive. We have got Donald playing Malfurion, Zloth playing Sonya, and Attack playing Greymane, yep, on Garrosh, and Kurt Dog playing the Jaina. It's Nanoed Abba.
Nanoed Abba, we didn't get an Ana from them. We didn't get an Abathur from them. I am a sad murda.
It would have been a spicy combo if they could have pulled it off.
Sure would have been. Lingering Chill picked up by Jaina. Have I ever seen this before?
What? Wow. Interesting pick. There's that throw. Segatai in the back line, but he's able to power slide away. Yep and Zloth a little bit on an island here. Dakilidin, though, on the other side, able to jump over. Blue team with Dakilidin looking quite low. Red team with a little bit of a black showing all over. Malfurion working on taunting to just assert his dominance there.
Yeah, already I like what I'm seeing out of the Maiev. Dakilidin able to get some Fan of Knives resets in that first attack. Of course, you have another hero on your team that's going to be trying to work on that cooldown reduction as well, the Mephisto. So I think these two in tandem with the right sort of lockdown, something like a mosh pit, that could be pretty scary later on. Stoic, so far in the early portion, do you feel as though that Garrosh is giving them enough of an edge, maybe some sort of tweak to their lineup that'll give them a chance here in game 2?
I think so. I think Garrosh is going to. I'm calling it. Garrosh is going to find these clutch picks here and put them in a position where put them out of position to allow his team to follow up. I think Nanoed Abba can do this. Let's watch and see if they can execute.
Taking a look at our solo laners for the first time, it's Malthuel, second game in a row with the On a Pale Horse talent. Gonna have some help from some Khazra Mercs in that mid lane. But I like Zloth up and down these lanes so far, keeping ahead. And I think game 1, maybe a little bit behind on Towers of Doom. But this time I think Sonya may be doing a bit better than Zul was in the early game. Down in the bottom, we do have a siege camp under pressure both ways, but it's picked up. And now Dakilidin in trouble trying to scamper away. Nice effort here from Nanoed Abba to grab that camp and put a lot of pressure onto the DPS from Arrogant Nephalem.
Yeah, stealing that camp and almost stealing a kill there. Excellent work from Nanoed Abba. They now have a slight advantage here in experience, and they'll be able to get this. And they also got Siege Guidance almost on the middle lane here. Can Malthael be bullied off before he clears them?
Kurt Dog's going to try to do all the pressuring that they can, but finally going to be safe by that wall as Kime, not wanting to get too close is anyone from Nanoed. Abba going to rotate down to the bottom lane. Kurt Dog looking for some of those ice lances. Hitting onto ETC is slow trying to get out of here, but he's a sturdy cow, and he's going to be ready to go. Our first shrine active in less than 15 seconds.
Yep, Groundbreaker on 2. Now we'll find the Mortal Throw, or whatever the throw is called. The toss. Both teams looking to work on their bruiser camps now in preparation for this first shrine, looking like an arcane Punisher.
Both teams going to find their bruiser camps right now, and up at the top it's just Malthael sitting nearby, keeping eyes on it. Didn't have eyes on where Sonya was, so not willing to walk in without the rest of the team nearby. But finally, both teams showing up. Actually, ETC not here yet, so maybe Arrogant Nephalem gonna have to wait an extra second or two. Finally, Segati's here, and Stoic, we have our first objective about to be underway.
Yeah, both teams kind of posturing, not really wanting to invest too much here. Kime goes in to start the shrine, but pulls immediately back out as Sonya is isolated from her team. Dropped low. Anna keeping the healing low for Malfurion here. Trabe goes in to get some of that damage started. Yep looks for a Groundbreaker. Cannot find it. Unstoppable's his way out. Zloth looking quite low. Gets a toss on the Mephisto Shade, but Mephisto will be totally safe.
It's like the fake Mephisto, right? I mean, it's him, but it's not him. He's going to be out of there. Tosses, though, have been so much more impactful from the Garrosh than anything ETC was able to provide in game number 1.
Nanoed Abba with an early 7. Will they look to aggress here? Nope. Just looking to get some free shrine clear to try and catch up.
Trabe still looking for that cooldown reduction. We talked about Mephisto being powerful in these moments around these shrines as ETC is going to power slide in. Few heroes locked down as the Shade, I don't know, was he shaded that time, Mephisto? He didn't quite get the damage, the kill onto the Garrosh, but still in chases Malthael. I don't think he gets the kill onto Garrosh, or does he? Oh, baby, he does.
He does.
A
First blood goes
triple kill.
over to Nanoed Abba, but then the Arrogant Nephalem finds the triple kill.
Very strong and now set up ahead by 11 skeletal defenders. They're looking like the odds-on favorites to pick up this first objective. Will be an Arcane Punisher here in the top lane. And just one hero in defense right now. It is Jaina.
Man, this Malthael is just... This is why you ban Malthael. Because if somebody can play Malthael, he just keeps the team so squishy all the time.
Wall already down. Tower number 1 is down. Looks like they'll get tower number 2 as well. Do they get the fort? Most likely not, as that Arcane Punisher already taking all of its health. Bye-bye. Rotating down onto Zloth. Oh, man, Sonya could be in trouble here. Power slide connects. Is there any follow-up? There's the sleep from Anna. Trying to get away. Spinning, but not able to heal quite enough. Sonya the Barbarian is down, and more camps available, potentially in Invade right now.
Yep, red team needs to be careful. With a numbers disadvantage, blue team will get this siege camp for free.
So they're going to get the full triangle. That bottom siege camp available as well. There goes Trabe starting it up. Joining will be the Maev, and pressure onto this wall means that this could be opened up by the time this next objective is going. Luckily for Nanoed Abba, will be a mid-side shrine up next. So won't have to deal with these weakened walls in the top lane and bottom lane. But they got to find a way to get some siege of their own. They haven't quite been able to move past the halfway mark on the map. They've been fighting up against their own structures nearly the entire time.
Yeah, Nanoed Abba a little bit behind right now, looking to... Want to get 10 here before this next objective begins. Sonya and Malthael trading in that double soaking lanes. Excellent work by Nanoed Abba so far, making sure that even though they lost that first objective, that they still have all their forts up. ETC looking for a slide will not connect with Yep there.
Look at Maev. She's waiting in this vent. She's waiting for them to walk out, and that Warden's Cage is going to be coming out very quickly. Eyes on Killaden, and maybe eyes on Kurt Dog, because Jaina appears to be the one stepping out the furthest.
Oh man, Kurt Dog is playing with fire here. Will she get melted for it? Looks like Won't find it. Both teams have bruiser camps available.
Uh-oh. Sonya spearing in. Is there a slide? Yes, there is. There's the face melt to knock Zloth back. Maiev walking in, trying to get the finish, but Whirlwind enough to keep Sonya alive. Warden's cage, however, coming out. There's a mosh pit interrupted quickly by Malfurion, but not before 3 heroes fall. And attack will be the 4th. A quad kill for Arrogant Nephalem, waiting for a treat to eat. And oh boy, did they feast.
Wow, you know, the shape of this game is circles. It's just the Warden's Cage, the Lightning Nova,
A new
the Mosh
subscriber
Pit. I
has
mean,
been
that is a
acquired.
combo that melts the whole team, as we just saw there. You know, shout out to Null Pointer here on Ana. Excellent timing on these grenades, preventing Sonya from getting any healing from her Whirlwind time after time.
Quick thank you in chat over to Lock Voltura once again. Second time I got to thank you this evening. The gifted sub over to Cavillatrest. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right. Is it Cavillatrest? Either way, welcome to the RG fam. Enjoy the sub and thank you, Lock.
Blue team with an early position on the shrine. Malthael getting a little bit of soak, making sure to secure that 13 talent tier advantage. Red team, though, with the numbers advantage here for a moment. Zloth looking for a spear. Will not find it on the ETC. It's getting quite low.
Quite
Garrosh
low.
finds a stun. Nope.
There's the Durance power slide in. Kurtdog down. Jaina won't be here, but she does get her Blizzard off before she falls. Nice taunt from Garrosh is not enough to get a kill. Might end up being all 5 if they can catch Yep. No, I think Garrosh gets away. Another quad kill, and no one falling yet again on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. They're going to get their second Punisher of the game. This one a Frozen Punisher for the mid lane. The strongest structures still remaining are in this mid lane for Nanoed Abba, but after this Frozen Punisher, I would be very surprised if this fort is standing, and mildly surprised if the wall is standing in front of that keep, because they're not going to get anything done by the time this fort is down, so it's going to have to be a big defense at this wall, Stoic.
Yeah, I think it would be a mistake for the red team to engage this Frozen Punisher in front of this wall, and they need to bait it back. Yep, doing so. Popping the Unstoppable at a perfect time to make sure that he's not locked down by this, Mortar Punisher.
Oh, it's a
Lots of
Mortar
damage coming
Punisher?
out. Yep.
I could have
Just
sworn it
noted.
was blue. I'm sorry.
No. The circles definitely are blue. It's a fire and ice kind of deal. Punisher falls, and they keep taking a little bit of damage here. But blue team, with this rotational advantage, is also going to probably find this bottom fort, taking the structures to 6-3.
Yeah, and the moment they send this Malthael back out to soak some more XP, maybe 30 seconds from now, we'll see them at level 16. They're going to have all this additional pressure from the periodic catapults in all 3 lanes now. They still have all their structures standing, and yet again, they're able to take all 3 of these siege camps. And just one more camp on the map would have the entire thing painted blue, but before they do that, I think they might be thinking about rotating up on Sonya, who's hearthing away. Good job by Sonya to survive there.
Smart work on Zloth, knowing that they were out of position for that moment. Quick reaction to Hearth, knowing that Arrogant Nephalem was going to come hunting.
They will... Nope, they won't. I thought they were going to the Bruiser camp. Instead, they're going to rotate out. Nanoed Abba, 5 heroes showing in the mid lane. All the heroics available right now for Arrogant Nephalem. Here's the power slide, but Indomitable at the perfect time from Yep. Pulled back in by that Maiev. Ring of Frost in response, along with that taunt from Garrosh. They don't pick up a kill, however. Still trying to get away as they kill it in with Sonya in chase. There's Kime dropping that last rites. Doesn't do much to Sonya because she had pretty high health. Now the mosh pit on the backside going to be rooted in by Malfurion. And finally, we're seeing some action from Nanoed Naba picking... Nanoed Naba? Murda? Nanoed Abba with the triple kill.
Yeah, they're really flipping the script here. Is Nanoed Naba. Arrogant Nephalem was looking to aggress in that moment, and Nanoed Naba really, with the split decision making, to turn that around, even though they were down 3 levels at the beginning of that fight. Excellent job on their part, flipping that.
You got me cracking up. Thank you for playing along with my stupidity. Appreciate it. I always feel better when someone's with me to laugh at my stupidness.
It was excellent. I mean, it really was turning things around. So Nanoed Naba makes perfect sense. definitely. That's the first team fight they've won this series, and they won it in a commanding fashion. I think it was a 4-for-1 trade.
And, you know, look at the XP totals now. They've gotten themselves right back in this. They're moments away from 16. They're going to have to be careful for a little bit right now, as Greymane may be under pressure, not going to be dismounted by that fan of knives, but Anattack needs to start running back towards the keeps. Definitely not towards the mid lane. Finally will be safe. It's Garrosh under pressure. Yep, trying to toss away ETC, but right back in there is Segatai. Garrosh just could not get away from that engage there.
Yeah, a little bit of arrogance out of arrogant Nephalem to take that fight and lose, but maybe a little bit of arrogance rubbed off here on the red team is they still need to respect that talent tier advantage and map advantage.
Okay, Stoic, this one I can confirm is 100% a Frozen Punisher, as highlighted by this thing here on my stream, right at the top of this shrine. It's blue, it's frosty. That means Frozen Punisher, okay? I don't know what I was thinking last time. Maybe I just thought I saw blue and I was completely wrong. Who knows? Either way, I don't think anyone from Nanoed Abba is going to be here anytime soon. Already up to 35, 36 Skeletal Defenders. Quick work by Arrogant Nephalem, picking up their third straight Punisher.
Yeah, and not opting to hold this for any other map objective. They're looking to get this Frozen Punisher as soon as possible, running down this bottom lane to threaten this keep.
And already back here by the wall, you see Yep trying to set up, presumably with that Indomitable bait yet again. But this time there's going to be a catapult. There's going to be 3 Khazra mercs coming as well, and quite possibly the strongest Punisher that they've seen yet because of this frozen affliction it's got. Is it called an affliction? I feel like it has a name very close to that in Diablo, but I don't play Diablo. I'm sorry, guys. Wall down, 1 tower still stands, and it's about to fall as well. Now keep under pressure, Stoic.
Yeah, Trabe following up immediately on the Frozen Punishers rooting there. Oh my gosh, Garrosh getting caught as well. But the Cursed Bullet here finding ETC, and ETC immediately taken out. So excellent counter kill, evening these things up. Equal talent tiers, objective falls. If Kurt Dog can escape.
Oh,
Well,
no. Oh,
it
no.
looks like, though, Anattack pushing Kime back with Zloth on the back line here, threatening Null Pointer. Can Zloth stay alive to get the pick onto... Nope.
Oh,
Wow.
no. Oh,
Now
no.
it looks like the blue team is in a position to possibly end this game, especially if Anattack doesn't get out of it.
Oh, no! Vault of the Warden's gonna get to kill it and back to safety. I wanted to say some really nice stuff. Malfurion had an instant interrupt on that mosh pit with his Twilight Dream. But unfortunately, the rest of the team just could not stay alive. Last Rites is used, but back into the Hall of Storms is Donald on that Malfurion. Core under so much pressure. Catapult here. There goes the toss. But Durance of Fate in response. Garrosh under pressure. Malfurion has to walk back in. And just like that, game number 2 is over. After that Frozen Punisher, a few kills. GG. Well done by Arrogant Nephalem.
Yeah. Man, that's a team that looks so strong. Just well coordinated. Plays really confident Heroes of the Storm. I mean, they know what their limits are. They draft compositions to do specific things. And that thing is team fight. And they love it. And you can just see that they're hungry for it. And it works out really well for them.
They did not let off the gas at all. The only hero not to fall on their side this time was Null Pointer playing the Ana. Incredible work all throughout. They had kills spread out amongst a lot of heroes, including Malthael, Maiev, and Mephisto. Really all contributed in their own ways, but once again, just like you talked about in game number 1, not necessarily going for that single target damage. They bring out more AoE with the Malthael, Maiev, and Mephisto, all 3 fitting that bill. And it looked just as good as game number 1 at many moments in that map. Do you feel as though you've seen enough to consider Arrogant Nephalem a top threat here in Division B West?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just depends on what match I'm calling. Soak Every Lane, Caffeinated Knights, Arrogant Nephalem. Watching all of them play, they are all definitely the leaders here, as Arrogant Nephalem now is tied with his domination for first place with Soak Every Lane. And, I mean, these 3 teams are all just so scary. Able to fight well. They're able to macro. So, I mean, B West, it's got competition throughout, but these top 3 spots is very tight competition in my mind.
Well, Stoic, I'm going to see if we can reach out to the captain of Arrogant Nephalem. Trabe played that Mephisto so well tonight, but give me just a moment, and we'll see if we can get him locked in for an interview. You might need to head on over to the NGS Discord. So if you want to meet me there, that'd be great.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to have to shut off Mr. Stoic for just a moment here, guys. If I can find that button, it's somewhere in here. And there he goes. There I go. All right. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Lobby 1. Okay. Stoic, Trabe, they have joined me. Welcome, everyone. Trabe, wow, that was a quick one tonight.
Yeah, things sort of went our way. We were able to get a early lead both games and just sort of keep things rolling, not make too many mistakes, and just have two pretty good, clean games overall.
Well, first and foremost, let's talk about game number 1, Towers of Doom. This was your map selection, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it looked like top form. You guys held that bottom lane the entire time. I think you only let up 4 shots. How did the team feel the map went? Was it perfect or close to perfect?
I wouldn't say it was quite perfect. You can always do a little better. There were some fights that went a little goofy, a little bit of not the best coordination in certain places. But we thought that the draft just went really well, and so we knew going into it that it was pretty much just a matter of executing. We felt we had a pretty strong advantage, and as long as we were not making too many mistakes, things should go our way, and that just turned out to be the case, luckily.
The Deathwing pick into the Sergeant Hammer, I hadn't considered how strong that could possibly be, but every time the Hammer was trying to mount up in the siege form, it was just molten breath after molten breath, and it seemed like there was nothing Kurt Dog could do.
Yeah, we had actually ended up in that situation a series or two ago on Volskaya, where they had a last-minute surprise hammer, and we sort of had absolutely no idea what to do about it in the draft, and last minute we kind of took a panic Deathwing pick and said, I hope this works out. And it went really well. It was super effective in that game, and so when they sprung it on us here, we said, well, it worked out last time. It's a little bit funky going with 2 mages, but you know, that just rip it. It puts a ton of pressure on them, and usually in a hammer comp, if your whole game plan is making that hammer work, if you can shut down that one core component, it's just really tough to make that comp work like you want it to. So we felt pretty confident about it as a counter pick.
Stoic, what did you want to add for map number 1 there?
So that's interesting insight here, that the Deathwing wasn't originally part of the plan. That was specifically something to counter the hammer pick.
I mean, we were thinking about it anyway, just because the Kilden likes playing it and has been bothering us for more opportunities to get out there and try it. So it was sort of, it was on the short list. And then, you know, when the hammer pick showed up, it pretty much felt like the right plan to do. Picking another, you know, you take another AA that has less range than hammer. You're not going to trade up well. You take like a Vala or someone divey that's, you know, you can put out a ton of damage if you can get in there, but you're going to get blown to hell and back on the way. So it's been pretty consistent for us so far, and we've liked the Deathwing all around.
So a couple comments in chat. B-Med saying panic Deathwing. I think that's kind of funny. Anytime you can panic into a big dragon. And we also have Kime in chat right now, who both games played the Malthael up and down, double soaking in both of them. Tell me a bit about your solo lane player, how much confidence you guys have, especially when you see him on that Malthael.
I'm tempted to make a mean joke here at Kime's expense. Lord knows I've done that in enough interviews. But I've been so impressed by Kime's play over the past few seasons. He's really been putting in the time in Storm League. His offlane play on Malthael especially, but on a lot of different heroes now is just so scary. And it really frees up the 4-man to get away with a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be able to get away with at all in a lot of these comps, because we know that we're probably going to have an XP advantage. Our offlane's probably not going to get ganked. It's just been a huge help for us in terms of drafting and everything, to just have that very reliable pick there on the offlane, making sure that we're always in these games no matter what happens.
But not only was the Malthael played in both games, it was also your Mephisto played in 2 games as well. I've been talking for weeks and weeks now, casting these NGS matches, of the strength that this mage has, And it seems as though half the teams understand that and recognize it and start implementing it into their drafts, and the other half are just disregarding it as still an obsolete hero that they don't want anything to do with. If you are a team looking at this match, what can you tell to some of these captains and players out there about the hero and how important it can be to some of their drafts?
It's a really tough hero to play into just because it's one of those where the skill required to play a good Mephisto is a lot lower than the skill required to counter a good Mephisto. Like, I think if you look at the highest levels, you see, whoops, I teleported from the wrong place and I died immediately because they all exploded me the second I got back. Whoops, I teleported in and all of their damage went on me instantly. I didn't get anything done and I lost 3/4 of my health and I'm out of the fight. In any situation where your team isn't incredibly coordinated, Mephisto can basically just do whatever he wants as long as he's not making pretty terrible judgment calls. And Endurance is just such a strong ult on such a low cooldown, and he's one of the few mages that can just really pressure a frontliner in a way that, a Jaina or a Kel'Thas can't because of the low cooldowns. It's just really scary, and I don't know why he hasn't been nerfed yet, to be honest. I'm pretty happy to keep playing him as long as they keep him in this state. I've got some other mages ready to go. I've been practicing in scrims and everything. Like,
I swear I play other things.
No, like every time we go to a practice, I'm like, I can't play Mephisto because they're gonna nerf him, and he's not gonna be good, and I need to be ready. And so I've got like 6 other heroes I've been practicing. But if they aren't gonna nerf him, well, okay, I'll play Mephisto again. Yeah, sure.
Stoic, you're up. You got one?
So something we noticed in game 1, and it carried over into game 2. Your team drafts heavy into AoE damage. Is that a drafting choice, or is that just coincidence?
I think a lot of it is that I personally am not very good at focusing the right targets. So
the truth comes out.
Yeah, we're like Variant, Stukov, Raynor, Jaina or something. Oh, we're gonna blow them up so hard, and they dive in the back line. They get the taunt, and Raynor's there, pew pew pew, and Jaina has blown Blizzard on a minion wave 5 seconds ago, and then is currently dumping all of her damage into Johanna, who has the shield up, and then we lose the fight, and I'm like, team, what happens? I used all my abilities. So we found that taking a little bit more of a scattershot approach and just trying to go for the bigger combos has been a little more effective. Mephisto helps with that because I sort of, when I'm damaging everyone, probably one of those is probably the target that I should be hitting, just by math. But yeah, there's no grand secret reason behind it.
So Trabe, I was looking at these standings before the match kicked off. I noticed you guys were just 3 points behind Soak Every Lane for that first place position in Division B West. Tonight, you guys picked up those 3 points, so officially now in a tie for first. Does that change how this season closes out for you? Do you guys push for that first place spot, or are you just taking it week by week and seeing how it goes?
I mean, if I had the choice, I would certainly prefer to be in the first place spot. But all of the teams in Div B are scary, and in particular, Soak Every Lane and Caffeinated Knights and Abamurky Cult are all very, very good teams. So I think that there's not a huge advantage to be gained from being in a different spot 1 through 4, because you're going to have to get through 2 of those really tough teams, regardless of what spot you end up in there. It seems pretty likely those are going to be the top 4 at this point, and so we're going to do our best in the rest of the games. We've got, I think, 3 matches left against some pretty good teams, so we're not overlooking anyone, certainly, but
sure,
I don't know that first place versus 4th place is going to make a dramatic difference in how the playoffs go this time around.
Well, you had a lot of support in chat tonight, I can say that. You guys won our pregame polls both times with about 75% of the vote, so it seems as though a lot of players, viewers, fans of Division B West seem to understand that you guys are one of those powerhouses here. Do you feel as though that leaves maybe like a bit of a weight to burden into these matches, that you're maybe the expected team to win? Is that putting on any undue pressure on your team?
I honestly feel like we play better as the favorites just because we have a tendency to sort of get into our heads a little bit too much, especially with drafts in early game. I know at least when I go up against a team that is, is way better than us and way projected to win, I'll spend 2 days going, okay, well, here's what they'll draft and here's what we'll pick and here's a big flow chart. And I bet we can counter them with this and dodge them with this and have all these plans. And then we get into the game and I'm like, wait, our draft is some nonsense that I tried to garbage together to be smart, and they just picked heroes they're good at, and now they're going to stomp us. And in situations where we are the favorites, we can go a little more relaxed. We can go in and say, we know what we're good at. We don't have to be tricky. We don't have to have some crazy, unforeseeable plan that no one can counter. But just pick the heroes we're good at. Let's pick a comp that makes sense and go out there and play the game best we can.
There you go. Well said.
That did to go well for us.
Stoic, you got one last question for him?
Oh, I really just want to talk about what your guys' plan is to beat Caffeinated Knights in the, what's it called? In the playoffs, but I think that's a secret, so we'll have to ask after that game.
No secret, Sharon.
We've spent some time discussing the results of that match and discussing how things could have gone differently. And if we do end up with a rematch for them, like I said, we're trying not to get into our heads and overthink things too much, but I think it's going to be fun. I'd really like to play them again.
Oh, baby.
All right, really appreciate you stopping in for the interview today, Trey. Before I let you go, of course, you got to have some time for some shout-outs. So, my friend, the floor is yours.
As always, shout-outs to Beast Coast up in Division A East. They were second place last I checked. They still got a lot of games left to play, and you should watch them because they're a super fun team, a great group of folks, and I can't recommend being in the same Discord channels as them highly enough. Beyond that, just shout outs to Mig and NTS and Penguin, who are our subs for this season, and unfortunately, none of them have gotten to play in a single game yet this season.
Oh,
they have been with us for a couple seasons. Great group of folks. And if I don't want to say I'm hopeful they will get to play because that means somebody had to miss something, but I am very confident that if one of them needs to step in, it's not going to be a problem. They're very strong players, and I've had a great time playing with them in the past seasons.
awesome, incredible. Reminder to you guys at home, if you're playing NGS, soft roster lock is next week. So if you're trying to add players to your team, you better do it now. Trabe, thank you so much again for the interview. Loved watching your team tonight. Looked very strong. I'm excited to see what you guys do at the end of this season 9.
Thanks for casting. Always appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, my man. All right, we're going to try to get Stoic back on the line. It's got to hit this button here. There we go. And this button here. Stoic?
I'm here.
Hey, he's back. Oh, boy, that was a quick one. We started 10 o'clock, and we got through the interview and everything. It's 11 o'clock. And it was a nice long interview. We got to hear a lot from Trabe. Do you feel as though any of those answers maybe opened your mind to anything new about Arrogant Nephalem you didn't already know?
You know, going into watching those first week games, I watched so many games week 1, and I was just really impressed with the play from Arrogant Nephalem, looking at them to be a top team throughout the season. So when they dropped the map to Caffeinated Knights, I was pretty surprised. So hearing his answer that they have something prepared if that rematch does happen in the playoffs, I'm pretty excited to see that. But as I was talking with chat and looking at the standings, I mean, this top 5 is actually crazy stacked because Bronze 6 has only played 7 games, and Abba Murky Cult has also played 7 games. So both of them could both pick up another 6 points possibly, which would put Bronze 6 actually at 22, or Abba Murky Cult at 23 points with only 9 games played. So there's a lot of points still to be taken here in B West, and this top 5 is a really close contention.
Yeah, also looking at the playoff projections, tonight's loss for Nanoed ABBA is great news if you're a Roll 1 esports fan, because you're going to hold on to that number 8 spot just a little bit longer. But still time for Nanoed ABBA. I mentioned at the start of the cast, they only have 6 matches played so far. They have those extra matches available that they can still pick up points. So if Nanoed ABBA, you're out there watching this, keep your heads up. You still have plenty of opportunity to find yourself a playoff spot. And really make an upset and maybe even see this team again in the playoffs. If you're that number 8 seed, maybe Arrogant Nephalem ends up being number 1. You get a second crack at these guys, and I'm sure you'd love to have that. So keep practicing, keep working on everything you're doing, and really keep your heads up, and best of luck moving forward. Okay.
Well, wise words.
Wise words, I guess. Stoic, end of the night. As always, I gotta let you tell these people where they can find you. How can they keep in touch with Stoic?
since the last time you heard my shout out, I've tweeted exactly 0 things and done exactly 0 casts. But in case you want to be there for when the day does come, HLS Stoic on Twitter, HLS Stoic on Twitch.tv. But just find me on the Discord. That's where I like to hang out. Stoic just there with the Marcus Aurelius picture.
Oh, that's who it is.
Yes. My favorite of the Stoics.
Nice.
But yeah, you're just not gonna find me on Twitter very much.
And if you guys want to find me, I'm over on Twitter at MurdaRG. Of course, you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/MurdaRG, and YouTube. Be sure to follow that link in chat thrown out by Nightbot. Hit subscribe on YouTube. It's free, and you get every single game I've ever casted. I think they're all on there. So if you want to support me and what I'm trying to put together here, pushing towards partner on Twitch, all the love, all the support, it's greatly appreciated, helping us reach that goal. Thank you. A pleasure getting the cast. A pleasure getting the cast alongside you, Stoic. One of my favorites to be able to do this with. Enjoy your trip, your vacation. Can we call it a vacation? I guess it is a vacation. Okay, enjoy your
family, having a great time.
Enjoy your vacation, man. Maybe take a night off from hanging out with me for a bit.
Oh, all right. If you tell me to. Doctor's orders.
Doctor's orders indeed. Thanks a lot, Chad. Big shout out to Lock Voltura for hooking it up with a couple bits donations, and then a gifted sub I think went out. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone who was here. That's going to be it for this evening. Thank you for being here, and tomorrow night I'll try to have something more. I don't know what it is yet, but if you want to find out, find me on Twitter. All right, see ya. Bye. Bye. All right, we're off. And there's the tranquility again from Alperian, keeping targets up. As Ragnaros landing a 4-man Sulfurous Smash, Endurance of Hate from Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak. Make it a quad kill set up by that NGS.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Nubrak, core at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just pulling up everybody here. That's a 4, make it 5.
And it does knock them all up. What a play! Oh my God, somebody please clip that.